Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode 53 of the Michael Pina Sr. Show. And I'm your host, Michael Pina Sr. Listen, Proverbs 22:7 said, "The borrower is slave to the lender." And we're going to be talking more about being in debt and about being a borrower to the lender. Because I don't want you to keep on borrowing money, I don't want you to be in debt. Okay, so, and I'm bringing this up because I had an interview with my son. You can catch that at podbean.com. If you haven't downloaded podbean.com by now, please do that. It's for free. So, I mean, it doesn't cost anything. So, download podbean.com and then go to the Michael Pina Sr. Show podcast. And it was an excellent interview. It was short, and right to the point. And what I liked is that my son just answers the questions honest, and he gives very good answers to the questions that I had about Mount Ida and the different things that were going on there. And we cleaned up some of the things that we had talked about from the previous interview, because he was the first person I got to interview. And but you listen to the struggles that he's been through. I mean, this kid, he's really been somebody that's been able to fight through things and been able to do things that a lot of people just quit. And he's never quit. And that's what I really respect about my own son, is that he's not a quitter. The kid's a fighter. And I love it. It must be the Brockton in him, the Brockton fighter in him. But go to podbean.com and listen to that interview. It's the episode, or I should say podcast interview number 5. Now, one of the things that I took out of it, because I'm a coach, I play back my stuff and I analyze what I did wrong, or what was said during the interview. But I asked Michael, does everybody from Mount Ida truly understand the dangers of debt? And he said he doesn't know. He doesn't really know, because that was one of the questions that I took away from it, that I really wanted to be able to make sure that people understand how bad debt is. And I talk about it in previous shows, and I'm going to talk about it right now. And that's why I opened up with Proverbs. And I'm not, and we'll talk about spirituality and stuff like that. I'm not the most religious type of guy, but I am a Dave Ramsey disciple, and he's always mentioning that phrase from Proverbs 22:7 from the Bible: the borrower is slave to the lender. And just to put it, to try to simplify this, because I want you to understand, especially if you're young, and even if you're older and you still don't understand about debt. Debt equals risk. That's the mathematical equation about debt. It just equals risk. And, the more debt you have, the more risk you have. So you don't want to continuously be into risk. Be into debt and have that risk hanging over your head, because it adds to more stress. It's bigger. It gives you bigger problems. And a lot of people out there, and a lot of teachings and a lot of things that you read, are that you can get rich on OPM. I mean, I even read about that stuff. That's called other people's money. And they talk about borrowing money in order to get rich. You don't need that. The more debt you have, the better chance you have to fail. And I think that Mount Ida found that out. That when there's bad times and you have no debt, you have no risk. And you can ride out the bad times with no debt. Okay, matter of fact, when you're a company or you're a business that has no debt, during the bad times and downturns and economical times, you can buy stuff pennies on the dollar from people who are in debt. And guess what? That's what UMass Amherst did to Mount Ida. They're a company that's financially strong. And let's face it, college is a big company now, big business. And they're not in debt. They've got the cash. And they went after somebody who was in debt. So you don't want to do that and put your family at risk. You don't want to put yourself at risk. You don't want to have that stress and the problems that debt brings. And like I said, when you're not in debt, you can ride things out. You can survive. You can survive on downturns when you have no debt. But guess what? When you're in debt and you lose a job, or, something big happens and you don't have a properly funded emergency fund because you got to continuously pay off your debt, then you're not going to survive. You're going to lose things, and you see it all the time. People get foreclosed on in their homes and they lose things. And I don't want to see that happen to you or your family. So you need to understand about debt. Debt is dumb. All right. Debt is dumb. Cash is king. And if you need help with this, and especially if you're young, and you do have debt, you got student loan debt, you've got other kinds of debt, stop. Go back to my episode 2, the one that my wife doesn't like because that I curse so much, and I tell you to cut up the cards. Don't take out any credit cards. Don't go and finance a vehicle. Don't do any of these things. Get me as a coach. Call me at 774-287-9323. I can help you. This is what I teach. This is what I stress, because I want you to be debt free. And what will happen is, and this is the problem in life, in this microwave oven, type of society, where I'd rather you be a crock pot type of person. And for you young people that don't know what a crock pot is, that's when you put like a meal in a crock pot and it can sit there for 12 hours to cook. It takes a lot longer than the microwave. And you want to take your time and grow slow. You look around and you see your friends that are buying, really they're not buying, they're borrowing money to get a brand new car, and you're driving a shitbox. You know what? I'd like to see that person driving that shitbox, and I know what they're doing. They're saving that money. They're doing the right thing. They're staying out of debt. They're the ones that are risk-free. And that's what you need to do. Don't try to impress people. I talk about it buying a vehicle. Don't try to impress people. Don't use credit cards to just buy shit. You don't need to go out and buy brand new clothes every single week. You don't need to do that. All right? So stay out of debt. Get out of debt. Be debt-free so that you can be the one that's living like nobody else in the future. And it doesn't take that long. It really doesn't. Once you're out of debt, or if you're not in debt, please do not get into debt. You will find that you have the money to do the things that you want to do. And that's why, I want you to go to michaelpinasenior.com, and I want you to see my blogs. I'm really going to be, basically my blog's going to be a budget blog. I think that's where it's been going towards. I think that's what it's been anyway. I talk about how to, budget your meals. I talk about different meals. Maggie has written on my blog about different meals that she cooks, because I want you to understand that the budget's the backbone to everything to keep you out of debt. And whoever was making the budget at Mount Ida, they were absolutely clueless, because creating a budget gives you permission to spend. It doesn't stress you out and say, listen, you can't spend any money. No, a budget gives you permission to spend. And you need to learn how to do a budget, because it will keep you out of debt. All right. And you will be able to see, do I need to make more money to take care of my expenses? Or can I cut things so that I can save more money? But you will discover. Please read my blog. I'm going to try to do a daily blog. And I'll tell you right now, I'm in a peak season with my sports, and I'm finishing up this week the peak part of my sports. And it's been stressful for me. I've been working basically 16 hours a day. It feels like I'm working 24/7. But I'm coming out of that peak. I'm going to be really making sure I'm concentrating on doing my show. I'm going to be reaching out to my clients again. And I'm going to be doing a blog. And I want you to read about the budget. Go to michaelpinasenior.com on a daily basis. Read my blog on the budget, because I know it will help you. I'll guarantee you it'll help you. And that's what we all need to do. We all need to be able to make a budget so we can stay out of debt. So again, if you need my help, contact me, coachp2210@yahoo.com. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Like my page at Peanut Financial Coaching. That's on Facebook. And listen, subscribe to this YouTube channel. I've gotten more followers. I appreciate that. But please subscribe to my YouTube channel and go to podbean.com so that you can listen to Michael Pina Jr., that interview. It was fantastic. It was a great interview, and I really enjoyed doing it. So, you know, I didn't have any, what can I say, backroom help on that, so I couldn't videotape it, which kind of stinks. But we're going to have Mike Cludia in studio. That will be June. I'm going to have to turn around and look at the calendar here. That will be June 2nd, I believe. It'll be June 2nd. That's the first Sunday in June. We'll have him in studio. So, you know, and also you hear Michael Pina Jr. cramping up on that because, you know, and I'm going to put a shout out to all my Blockbuster Nation out there. Thank you guys for playing so great. And you know, that's my flag football team. And it's been since 2006 for Blockbuster, since we've been in a championship. Well, with my quarterback, Michael Pina Jr., we reached the championship, which we'll be playing in also June 2nd. So I'll keep you guys up to date on that too. And yes, this old man still plays. I'm the center, and my son is the quarterback, believe it or not. And we made it to the championship for the first time since 2006. So I just wanted to shout that out to my Blockbuster Nation out there too. So listen, I'm having a blast doing this. I want you guys to be debt free. Contact me if you need help. I want to be a coach. All right. I'm leading my Blockbusters to a championship as the coach, player coach, and I want to lead you to a championship. Listen, I'm living my passion one day at a time. I want to win. I want to help you win. Let's win together.